And right now, strong storms slamming the metro, leaving a trail of destruction behind in Lawrenceville. Firefighters say lightning started a fire that damaged 3 condos. One firefighter hurt his ankle, but everyone inside the apartment made it out okay. And tonight, the Rectory of St. Mary on the Hill Catholic Church in Augusta is a total loss after lightning started a fire that ripped through the building. No one was inside at the time. Samantha Moore tracking how long we'll be stuck in this pattern of punishing heat and powerful thunderstorms, Sam.
Yeah, we have these storms and that threat for severe as we head into the next few hours. So here they come. They're coming down 75 as we speak. And the first wave moved through earlier and kind of stabilized the atmosphere. So these are not going to be as powerful, but they still have a lot of lightning associated with them as they make their way down 75. They've already doused Rome. In fact, the rain is still coming down there, but the heaviest rain on the leading edge there is still heading in our direction, moving to the south at 35 miles per hour. So as it makes its way in our direction, expect to hear that thunder rumbling and the lightning pick up in its intensity around your house. So as it moves to the south here at 35 miles per hour, that'll put it in Marietta in the next 12 minutes, Mableton in 21 minutes, into Atlanta in 38 minutes, and into Sandy Springs in 46 minutes as it makes its way to the southeast. So those storm threats, once again, the damaging wind, the lightning are the 2 major things we need to worry about, and also that threat for some flash flooding. And more to come as we head into this week, so we'll track those coming up as well.
All right, thank you, Samantha. It's an all too familiar battle being fought here in the metro. Neighborhood growth versus current residents. And this battle is heating up in the Old Fourth Ward, where one developer wants to build $1 million condos. Natisha Lance is live in the Old Fourth Ward. Natisha, now you met a woman who's determined to shut this project down before it begins.
Yeah, Vinny, as you mentioned, this is a battle that is waging all across the metro as gentrification is on the rise. But residents in this neighborhood say they are not going down without a fight.
Michelle Schreiner is on a mission. Rain or shine, she spends every evening going door to door.
I wanted to know if you would sign the petition.
Okay.
Passing out flyers and collecting signatures for a petition to keep a developer from building a luxury condo in the neighborhood she's called home for 5 years. Live Oak Realty Investments has its sights set on a 0.16-acre lot sandwiched between apartments and a single-family home. According to the company, the property would house 16 luxury condos that will sell for $1 million for each unit.
We didn't know anything officially was going on until the placards went up in front of our property informing us there was rezoning.
David Miller is renting a home on the proposed land for the Live Oak condo project.
And, we're prepared to fight to make sure that, this particular development doesn't go forward.
In an email to 11 Alive, Live Oak says their project will not force homeowners out of Old Fourth Ward. But new construction seems to be popping up all over the area. Michelle says she doesn't have any issues with change, but this one doesn't add value to the community.
It's an exercise really in empowerment and getting people to believe in themselves and each other.
It's a major change for the once predominantly black neighborhood that raised Princess Wilson.
Well, it breaks my heart to see it because I've seen some of my friends, my neighbors, being displaced.
She is on the crusade with Michelle to stop the development and maintain the diversity of the neighborhood she loves.
Now, in their application, the company says that their condo will have a positive impact on the community, and they will go before the zoning board on July 10th, but it will be a battle until the very end because Michelle and Princess plan to hold a rally an hour before that meeting takes place, hoping to swing things in their favor. Benny?
All right, of course, we're going to stay on top of that story. Thanks so much, Natisha. Today, Justice Anthony Kennedy announced that he's going to step down from the Supreme Court, which means cases could start swinging the other way in the near future. Christy Etheridge spent the day talking about why his absence is such a big deal.
Vinny, people are tending to look at it from 2 different extremes. If you're conservative, this is great because President Trump will now have a second appointee with the Republican majority Senate on his side. Now, if you're more liberal, it's not ideal because this could take the balance out of the court and potentially overturn cases that had already been decided.
That will begin immediately.
The search is on for who will fill the seat on the nation's highest court after longtime swing vote Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement at age 81.
It's a big deal because Justice Kennedy first has been a mainstay on the court for 30 years. And so this is going to be a fundamental change.
In his retirement letter, Justice Kennedy said he'll leave his seat at the end of July, just 2 months before the new term begins in October. Emory Law professor Jonathan Nash expects we'll see a nomination in the next few weeks.
I think we'll have a nomination by then. I don't know that you'll have a confirmation by then.
Meaning we could be dealing with an 8-justice setting, leaving room for a tie, reminiscent of the days after Justice Antonin Scalia's death. President Trump already has a list of prospects and says he's added 5 more. But some are concerned what this new balance on the court could mean for cases like Roe v. Wade, gay marriage, and abortion rights. CNN legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin tweeted, "Abortion will be illegal in 20 states in 18 months."
I think that's very likely.
This is Laura Simmons with NARAL, a group that fights for gender equality and reproductive freedom in Georgia.
I think that it's clear that the Trump administration has an objective, and one of those objectives is to have anti-choice justices on the Supreme Court. This vacancy opens that opportunity up, and we should be very afraid of who they're going to appoint.
You would think that the Republicans will be able to get this done, but I think the hearings will still be fiery.
Professor Nash says you never know how a person will actually vote once they're on the court, and he thinks no matter who Trump picks, someone will reemerge as the swing vote. Vinny.
Oh, Chrissy, now there's 2 Georgia choices on President Trump's list of who to consider. You got Justice Blackwell and Justice Britt Grant from the Georgia Supreme Court. What are the chances that they may fill that spot?
Well, they're on the list, so there's always that possibility, but Nash says they usually look for someone who's had experience on a federal court before. That way they'll know how they plan to rule in federal cases. But like we talked about earlier tonight, a lot of these people on the Georgia Supreme Court are younger, and they like to put those people on the court. That way they have a lifetime to serve. Absolutely. Big decision. Thanks so much. Ron Jones here now with some of the other big stories. It's time for your speed feed, folks.
Yeah, that's right. Sad news here, Vinny. Less than an hour ago, we learned the name of the man who died in Paulding County after he was run over by his own truck. This is what we know. According to the Georgia State Patrol, 52-year-old Daniel Dieter was working in a neighborhood off 7 Hills and Burnt Hickory Lane. Now, he was on top of his trailer at the time, spreading mulch, when the truck and the trailer began rolling backwards. Dieter lost his footing, fell underneath the vehicle. And this isn't the only runaway truck accident this month here, folks. Exactly 2 weeks ago, a brake malfunction sent an out-of-control City Atlanta trash truck crashing into 2 homes on Kimball Road, injuring an elderly woman. Tonight, new details about the man whose body was found inside a beer cooler at SunTrust Park. His family tells 11 Alive that 48-year-old Todd Keeling was from Minnesota. He was at the ballpark to install special beer taps he invented that dispenser beer faster and with less foam. Right now, we still don't know how he actually died. And we have brand new video tonight giving us a totally different perspective on those tense moments outside the state capitol yesterday when an Air Force veteran set himself on fire using fireworks and gasoline to protest treatment from the VA. Well, let's talk about what happened before we saw the flames and the smoke. There was a press conference taking place about hands-free here in Georgia. But watch this. As the explosions are taking place, the officers begin to look around, and before you know it, they're running towards the explosions. Many people are wondering, how come they're not really running towards those explosions? Well, they may be dealing with an active shooter, multiple suspects. They don't know if they're walking into an ambush. Now, the video that we're not showing is the actual flames, where the victim is engulfed in flames, and there's fireworks shooting out from where he was sitting. We're showing this part here, and especially this guy, when you look at this officer, he has a shotgun or he has an assault rifle, because they're not quite sure what they're dealing with. Is this a victim or is it a suspect? Are there multiple suspects? Are there multiple explosive devices? But as you can see, the heroes, they step in, they use the fire extinguisher, they extinguish the flames, and the victim is taken to the hospital. Vinny?